Stop eating. 10 worst fruits. They are destroying your leg strength. Have you ever noticed that your legs just don't feel the same as they used to? Maybe it's that nagging stiffness in the morning, the heaviness in your thighs after a short walk, or how the stairs feel a little steeper than they did last year. You stretch. You walk. You try to eat healthy, especially fruit. Because, well, fruit is always good for you, right? But here's something almost no one talks about, especially with older adults in mind. Not all fruits are good for your legs. In fact, some can silently sap your strength, inflame your joints, and make it harder for you to stay mobile and independent. I know, it sounds surprising. We've been told our whole lives to eat more fruit. But at our age, the body changes, and so must the way we eat. That's why today we're diving deep into the 10 worst fruits seniors should avoid, because they're quietly undermining your leg strength, circulation, and energy. But don't worry, this isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. You're about to learn the truth so you can choose better, feel stronger, and protect your independence. Let me know in the comments. Which fruit do you eat most often? I'm curious to see how many of us are affected by this without even realizing. And if you care about healthy aging and staying strong in your golden years, hit subscribe. Give this video a like and share it with a friend who deserves to walk tall too. Let's begin. Part 1, 7. Worst fruits for seniors and why. 1. Pineapple. The acid trap. Cora used to love pineapple. Every morning she'd add a few golden slices to her breakfast, thinking she was doing something good for her body. It was sweet, tangy, and reminded her of the vacation she used to take with her late husband. But what she didn't realise was that something so innocent could slowly chip away at her strength. You see, pineapple may look harmless, but for seniors, it can become a hidden enemy. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to both natural sugars and acids. Pineapple is loaded with both. Its high glycemic content can spike blood sugar levels quickly, leading to systemic inflammation. And that inflammation doesn't stay in one place. It travels, settling in the joints, the knees, the ankles, places where many older adults already carry pain. What's even more concerning is how pineapple interacts with common medications. For seniors on blood thinners or anti-inflammatory drugs, bromelain, the enzyme found in pineapple, can thin the blood even further, increasing the risk of bruising, swelling, and deep leg fatigue. What starts as a subtle soreness after standing becomes a quiet warning sign. But most people don't connect the dots. Cora thought her afternoon leg pain was just age catching up. But after cutting pineapple from her diet, the swelling eased and the stiffness let up. It's not about giving up everything you love. It's about listening to your body. Your legs are your freedom. If something as small as a daily fruit choice is weighing them down, it's worth rethinking. Take a moment today to look at what's really on your plate. Sometimes the sweetest things do the most silent harm. And if this message speaks to you, share it with someone you love. Because strength starts with awareness, and the journey begins with a single step. 2. Bananas. The energy lie. Bananas have long been considered a healthy snack, easy to digest, rich in potassium, and perfect for an energy boost. That's what most people believe, especially older adults who are trying to make smart dietary choices. But beneath the soft texture and sweet taste lies a problem that many seniors overlook. As the body ages, its ability to process sugar and carbohydrates slows down. And bananas, especially when ripe, are packed with fast-digesting sugars that convert rapidly into glucose. This rapid spike in blood sugar may feel like a quick energy lift, but it comes at a cost. Your body responds with a surge of insulin, and for seniors with reduced insulin sensitivity, that means the sugar is stored rather than used, leading to fatigue and sluggishness. Over time, this can contribute to insulin resistance, a key risk factor for type 2 diabetes. Bananas can also promote water retention, particularly in the lower body, causing swelling in the ankles and feet. That tightness in your calves or the heavy-legged feeling after meals may be linked to these hidden effects. What's more, bananas can raise histamine levels in the body, subtly increasing inflammation in joints and muscles, something many seniors are already dealing with due to arthritis or circulation issues. Even though they're often praised for their potassium content, the impact on blood sugar inflammation and water retention makes them a questionable daily choice for aging adults. Choosing a more supportive alternative, like half an avocado with a pinch of sea salt, can provide healthy fats, magnesium, and a steady source of energy without the crash. If you're someone who eats bananas regularly, take a moment to notice how your body feels afterward. Are your legs feeling stronger or more sluggish? That quiet message your body is sending could be a signal. It's time to make a better choice. 3. Grapes, the joint saboteur. Grapes. So small, so sweet, and for many a comforting snack that's easy to grab between meals. They sit in a bowl on the kitchen counter, on the breakfast table, or beside the TV remote. For many older adults, they feel like a safe, even healthy choice. But what if this innocent habit is quietly stealing your leg strength and mobility? Take Raymond, a retired postal worker in his early 70s. He loved grapes, ate them by the handful throughout the day, but he started waking up with a sharp, burning sensation in his feet. Some nights, the pain in his big toe made it hard to sleep. At first, he blamed it on aging, but his doctor gave him a name for it: gout. You see, grapes are packed with fructose, a type of sugar that when broken down in the liver converts to uric acid. And as we age, our kidneys often struggle to flush out excess uric acid efficiently. The result? Crystals begin to form, especially in joints like the feet, ankles and knees, that leads to inflammation, swelling and pain that can make walking feel unbearable. What's more concerning is how easy it is to overeat grapes. Unlike a sugary dessert, they don't come with a stop signal. But the sugar adds up and the impact is real, especially when you're dealing with slower circulation and already sensitive joints. Raymond didn't have to give up fruit entirely. He just had to make smarter choices. He swapped grapes for blackberries and raspberries, fruits lower in sugar and rich in anti-inflammatory compounds. Within weeks, his pain eased and he felt steadier on his feet. So before you reach for that next handful, ask yourself, is this helping me move forward or quietly holding me back? Your legs carry your independence. Make choices that carry you further. 4. Watermelon, the sugar flood. Watermelon has long been seen as the perfect summer fruit, sweet, hydrating and refreshing on a hot afternoon. It's light, juicy and easy on the teeth, which is why many older adults reach for it without a second thought. But here's what most people don't realize. Watermelon, despite being made up mostly of water, has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. That means it enters your bloodstream fast, causing a sharp spike in blood sugar levels. For seniors, this sudden rise in glucose can have a cascading effect. As the body works to bring sugar levels back down, it produces an inflammatory response. That inflammation doesn't just stay in your bloodstream. It travels to your joints, muscles, and soft tissues. Over time, this can contribute to stiffness in the knees, swelling in the ankles, and a deep fatigue in the legs that makes even a simple walk feel like a challenge. Additionally, when blood sugar spikes too quickly, the body tends to retain fluid as a protective response. That fluid often settles in the lower extremities, your calves, feet, and joints, creating that familiar heaviness many seniors begin to feel but can't always explain. It's not about cutting out joy. It's about choosing smarter fuel for the body you live in now. A better option. Crisp cucumber slices with mint or lemon. They hydrate, support circulation, and won't trigger the inflammation roller coaster that watermelon can set off. So the next time you notice that your legs feel heavy or your ankles seem a little puffier than usual, think back to what you've eaten. Sometimes what feels like aging is actually your body reacting to what you've given it. And that means you have the power to change it. Let's start making those changes, one bite at a time. 5 oranges. The morning mistake. Every morning for the past 15 years, Otis, a 72-year-old retired mechanic, started his day the same way with a tall glass of orange juice. It was part of his routine, something that reminded him of his younger days. "It just feels healthy," he used to say. But lately, Otis began noticing something unsettling. Each morning as he stood from the kitchen table, his hips felt tighter, his knees stiffer, and walking to the mailbox became more uncomfortable than he cared to admit. Many seniors like Otis grew up hearing that oranges are packed with vitamin C and that starting the day with orange juice is a healthy choice. And yes, oranges do offer immune support, but what most people over 60 don't realise is how their bodies process fruit changes with age. Oranges are high in citric acid and natural sugars, and when consumed on an empty stomach, they can trigger a spike in blood sugar and worsen existing inflammation. For seniors living with arthritis, bursitis, or chronic joint stiffness, this acidic combination can be like pouring fuel on a slow-burning fire. The result is a creeping discomfort that begins in the hips or knees and gradually steals away. Energy, stability, and confidence. What Otis didn't know was that his morning health habit was quietly making his joints stiffer and his steps heavier. Once he swapped his orange juice for warm lemon water and paired it with a protein-rich breakfast like a boiled egg. His body responded differently. Less morning stiffness, better digestion, and even more sustained energy throughout the day. Sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. If you've been feeling more achy in the mornings, maybe it's time to question what's in your glass. Stay with us, because what you learn next might just change how you walk through the rest of your life. 6. Green apples, the hidden irritant. Green apples have long been praised as a clean, low-calorie snack. Their crisp texture and tart flavour make them feel like a smart, responsible choice, especially for those trying to manage their weight or avoid overly sweet fruits. But for older adults, what seems like a healthy habit may be hiding a subtle threat to leg strength and overall mobility. What many don't realise is that green apples are naturally high in malic acid, a compound that in high amounts can trigger discomfort, particularly for seniors dealing with fibromyalgia, arthritis, or chronic muscle pain. While malic acid can support energy metabolism in younger, more resilient bodies, it may provoke inflammation in aging joints and muscles, leading to a sensation of tightness, stiffness, or deep muscular fatigue. This discomfort often shows up in the hips, thighs, calves, and lower back, places where aging adults already feel the weight of time. On top of that, the natural sugars in green apples, although less than in sweeter varieties, can still cause subtle blood sugar fluctuations. These swings affect circulation, which is a crucial concern for leg health. Poor circulation means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the muscles, leading to early fatigue and slow recovery after movement. Many older adults reach for green apples out of habit, assuming they're a harmless or even helpful part of the day. But with age, the body speaks more quietly, and it's up to us to listen. Pain, tightness, and fatigue aren't just symptoms of getting older, they're signals asking for change. This isn't about restriction, it's about respect. Respect for your body, your mobility, and the years you still have ahead. If your legs could speak, what would they say about the choices you're making? Pay attention. The answer might be simpler than you think. 7. Mango, the sugary seducer. Mangoes feel like sunshine in fruit form. Sweet, smooth, comforting. For many older adults, a few slices of ripe mango after dinner bring back memories of summer vacations, tropical getaways, and joyful family meals. But beneath the golden flesh of this beloved fruit lies a troubling truth that most seniors are never told. Mangoes are one of the most sugar-dense fruits on the planet. A single mango can contain as much as 45 grams of sugar, more than a can of soda. And for a body over 60, that much sugar doesn't just affect your waistline, it quietly attacks your joints, nerves, and arteries. Take Liam, for example, a 74-year-old retired school principal who thought he was eating healthy by adding mango to his breakfast smoothie every morning. Within weeks, he noticed a tingling in his feet, occasional swelling in his ankles, and a deep, unfamiliar ache in his legs each evening. His doctor explained that the high fructose content in mangoes was flooding his system, raising his blood sugar, and triggering inflammation in his peripheral nerves. In seniors, excess sugar lingers in the bloodstream, longer, slowing circulation and irritating the smallest vessels, especially in the lower body. This inflammation isn't just uncomfortable, it's a warning sign. Left unchecked, it leads to reduced mobility, numbness, balance issues, and even neuropathy. And yet, because mangoes are natural and taste so wholesome, most people never suspect them as the cause of their discomfort. So what's a better choice? Try sliced pear with a dash of cinnamon. It's still sweet, soothing to the digestion and far gentler on your blood sugar. If your legs have been feeling tired, achy, or just not right lately, it might be time to take a closer look at the fruits on your plate. Sometimes, the path to strength begins not with doing more, but with knowing better. 8. Dried fruits, the sticky saboteurs. Dried fruits often wear the disguise of being healthy. Raisins, dried apricots, and cranberries are marketed as nutritious, easy snacks. But what many older adults don't realize is that these bite-sized treats can quietly work against your strength and stability, especially when it comes to your legs. Once fruit is dried, it loses its water content and becomes a concentrated source of sugar, particularly fructose. This type of sugar doesn't fuel your muscles the way glucose does. Instead, it goes straight to the liver, where it's more likely to be stored as fat or converted into uric acid. For seniors, this means more inflammation, slower circulation, and less oxygen, getting to the muscles and joints that keep you mobile. Even more concerning, many packaged dried fruits are treated with sulfites, a common preservative used to keep colour and extend shelf life. But sulfites have been linked to joint discomfort, increased sensitivity in aging digestive systems, and even flare-ups in those with arthritis or IBS. Combined with sugar overload, this creates a perfect storm for stiffness, swelling, and leg fatigue. Symptoms often mistaken as just aging. Replacing dried fruit with options like walnuts and blueberries offers a smarter path. Walnuts provide anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats, while blueberries are low in sugar and rich in antioxidants that support circulation and brain health. These choices won't spike your blood sugar, and they help nourish your muscles rather than stress them. If you've been reaching for dried fruits out of habit, consider how that small snack might be silently chipping away at your strength. You deserve more than that. Pay attention to what your legs are telling you. They've carried you through life. Now it's time to feed them with foods that return the favour. What snack will you choose today? Let's talk in the comments. 9. Fruit smoothies. The hidden trap. It's easy to believe that a fruit smoothie is the healthiest way to start the day. It's colourful, filled with natural ingredients, and feels like a smart choice, especially when you're trying to eat clean and stay active in your later years. But for seniors, this seemingly harmless habit may be doing more harm than good, especially to your legs and circulation. Most smoothies made with a mix of fruits and fruit juice are extremely high in natural sugars. When these sugars hit your system all at once, without the fibre and protein that help slow absorption, they can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar. This leads to a surge of insulin followed by a crash that leaves you tired, sluggish, and often with a heavy sensation in your legs. That's not just fatigue. It's a sign your circulation is being taxed and your muscles aren't getting the oxygen they need to stay strong. From a medical standpoint, this is known as post-meal hyperglycemia. It's particularly concerning for seniors because the body's ability to regulate insulin weakens with age. This increases inflammation and encourages fat storage around the legs, hips, and abdomen, all of which impact balance, mobility, and confidence. Over time, those morning smoothies can silently contribute to reduced muscle tone, slower recovery after walking or climbing stairs, and even increased joint pain. But this doesn't mean you have to give up smoothies entirely. The key is in the ingredients. Swap sugary fruits and juices for spinach, chia seeds, unsweetened almond milk, and a small handful of frozen berries. This version supports your muscles, stabilizes your blood sugar, and gives your legs the strength they deserve. So the next time you reach for that blender, ask yourself, is this helping me stay strong or slowly draining my energy? Your body is wiser than ever. Start listening and nourish it with purpose. 10 cherries overeaten. The overlooked danger. Every morning, Stella, a 67-year-old retired school teacher, blended her usual fruit smoothie. It had become her habit after watching a health segment years ago that praised smoothies as a quick, nutritious breakfast. She'd toss in bananas, grapes, some frozen mango, and a splash of orange juice. It was sweet, refreshing, and seemed like the perfect start to her day. But slowly, she began noticing that her legs felt heavier. Her afternoon walks were shorter, her knees ached more, and she often felt an overwhelming crash in energy by mid-morning. What she didn't realize was that her healthy smoothie had become a hidden trap. When seniors blend multiple fruits, especially without fiber-rich or protein-balancing ingredients, it becomes what doctors call a high glycemic load beverage. The sugars from those fruits absorb rapidly, flooding the bloodstream with glucose. This forces a sharp insulin response, leading to inflammation, energy spikes, followed by fatigue and fat storage, especially around the belly and thighs. Over time, this constant sugar rush can impair circulation, stress the pancreas, and worsen insulin sensitivity for aging bodies. This means less blood flow to the legs, slower muscle recovery, and more stiffness after movement. Science tells us that seniors process sugars differently than younger adults. What was once a harmless smoothie in your 40s can now slowly chip away at your stability and mobility. Stella didn't know this until her doctor explained that while fruits are natural, they aren't all neutral, especially when juiced, blended, and consumed without the balance of fiber, healthy fats, or protein. Today, Stella's new smoothie is simple. A handful of frozen blueberries, almond milk, chia seeds, and a handful of spinach. No sugar crash, no leg fatigue, just steady energy and strength that lasts. Think about your morning. Is your smoothie helping you rise or holding you back? Let's talk about it in the comments. Part 2. Better fruit alternatives for seniors. 1. Berries. For seniors looking to protect their leg strength and reduce inflammation, few fruits are as powerful as berries. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are rich in anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that actively reduce oxidative stress in aging joints and blood vessels. Unlike high-sugar fruits that spike insulin and trigger inflammation, berries are naturally low in sugar and high in fiber, making them ideal for maintaining steady blood flow to the legs. Scientific studies have shown that these compounds support endothelial function, helping blood vessels stay flexible and improve oxygen delivery to muscle tissue, especially in the lower body. For adults over 60, this can mean fewer leg cramps, improved mobility, and reduced joint pain over time. Choosing berries isn't just about taste. It's a smart step toward protecting your independence and long-term strength. So before you reach for a sugary fruit snack, ask yourself, is it nourishing your legs or slowly draining their power? Make the choice that supports your future. And if you're finding this helpful so far, stay with us. There's more to learn about which fruits truly serve your health and which ones are silently holding you back. 2. Cherries in moderation. Cherries may look like harmless little treats, but eaten in moderation. They offer powerful benefits for seniors dealing with joint pain and inflammation. Tart cherries contain anthocyanins, natural plant compounds shown in clinical studies to help reduce uric acid levels in the blood, which is a key factor in gout and arthritis flare-ups. These compounds also act as antioxidants, calming inflammation in joints and easing stiffness in the knees, ankles, and hands. Unlike heavy medications, cherries support the body's natural healing process without added strain. However, moderation is essential. Too many cherries can introduce excess sugar, which may worsen inflammation in sensitive individuals. For older adults, small, intentional choices like this can make a lasting difference in mobility and comfort. If you're noticing that your joints are stiffer than they used to be, it might be time to rethink not just what you avoid, but what you add. Are you already using food to support your leg strength and joint health? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple, science-backed tips for aging well, because the path to strength often begins with the smallest, smartest steps. 3. Avocados. Avocados often carry the label of being a superfood, and for good reason, especially as we age rich in monounsaturated fats. They don't just support heart health, they actively reduce inflammation in joints and muscles, particularly in the legs, where strength often declines with age. Unlike high-sugar fruits that cause insulin spikes and energy crashes, avocados help stabilize blood sugar, keeping your energy steady and reducing that sense of heaviness or swelling in the lower body. Their healthy fats also support the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins crucial for muscle repair. So ask yourself, are your food choices helping you walk stronger or slowly wearing you down? 4. Papaya. Papaya may seem like a humble fruit, but for seniors, it can be a quiet healer. Unlike acid-heavy fruits that trigger inflammation, papaya contains papain, an enzyme known to support digestion and reduce bloating without straining the gut. Its high vitamin C and beta-carotene levels also help lower systemic inflammation, especially in the joints where stiffness and pain often settle with age. This makes papaya not only easy on the stomach, but also beneficial for easing leg discomfort and supporting daily mobility. At this stage in life, even small food choices make a big difference. Is your fruit helping you move freely or holding you back? 5. Pears with protein or fibre. Pears often fly under the radar, but for seniors, they can be a quiet ally in maintaining steady energy and leg strength. Unlike high-sugar fruits that spike insulin and cause crashes, pears, when paired with a bit of protein or fibre like cottage cheese or almonds, offer a slow, gentle release of glucose. This helps protect circulation to your legs and reduces the risk of swelling or fatigue after meals. Linda, a retired school teacher, found that swapping her nightly mango dessert for half a pear with a few walnuts made her morning walks easier and her joints less stiff. Sometimes, small changes bring the biggest relief. If you've been feeling unusually tired in your legs or notice heaviness after eating fruit, this may be your sign. Listen to your body. It's always trying to tell you something. Let me know in the comments what fruit you rely on most, and if you're open to making a simple change starting today. Your legs have carried you through decades of life, across rooms into memories, up mountains of joy and valleys of hardship. They are not just limbs, they are your independence, your ability to move, to reach out, to stand tall in the world. And the foods you choose, yes, even fruits, have the power to either support that freedom or slowly chip away at it. The truth is, you don't need to fear fruit. You just need to choose wisely. Not all fruits are created equal, especially as we age. Some cool inflammation. Boost circulation and nourish your joints. Others, though sweet and familiar, may inflame, exhaust, and weaken the very muscles you rely on to stay mobile. But here's the empowering part. You're in control. With every bite you can move toward greater energy, less pain, and stronger legs that carry you wherever life still wants you to go. So let me ask you, which fruit surprised you the most today? Will you make a small change starting now? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who wants to age with strength and intention. You're still writing your story. Make every step count.